Welcome back, beautiful souls, to our amazing interview with John Donahan. Did I do it right?
Dullahan.
Donahan.
Yep, you got it.
Know what it
Johnny
is. I
D.
mean,
Johnny
my
D.
name is so difficult, but I don't know what's going on here. But anyway, he's the director of Charles Bukowski, the great documentary Born Into This. I watched it. I recommend everyone watch it. We'll put the link to the documentary down below too. And we've got the wonderful Veronica who has just blown my mind in part one, channeling Hank, as we call him. Now, for those of you who do not know, I will just give a brief thing about Charles. Charles Bukowski, German American poet, novelist, short story writer. He his writing was influenced by social, cultural, economic ambience of his adopted home city of Los Angeles. He addresses the ordinary issues of poor Americans, the act of writing, alcohol, relationships with women, and the drudgery of work. So, well, he died of leukemia in 1994, but we'll keep it. We'll keep it short. So because we have so many questions and I want to get through them all. All right, next question, people. What advice, Hank, and thank you for sticking around, Hank. I just want to let you know that. What advice would you give now to artists struggling with despair, addiction, and rejection?
Don't give up.
You didn't.
It flows through your blood. It will haunt you. It will hunt you down, and you will never get away from it. And that is the drive to reveal the truth of what's inside of you. You can't run.
You wrote a lot about women, often with a mix of tenderness and brutality. How do you understand those relationships now with women?
I kept myself at arm's length emotionally. It was as if I wore a suit of armor as to protect myself. If the truth be told, I was scared of women. I was scared of the softness. I was scared of the vulnerability. I was scared of the gentleness. I mean, fuck, come on. Could anybody really be that tender, that soft, that weak?
Oh, okay.
I know differently now.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, how do you think of women now?
I know differently.
What do you think about women now?
He's he's remembering fondly, and he says, the scent. I remember the scent of a beautiful, sensual, soft woman. The scent of a woman. The caress from a woman.
Okay. Was there ever a great love in your life that changed you, even if you couldn't keep that love?
I would say this about love. Love comes wrapped in different coverings. Every woman, on some level, that I now understand could have been love or was love, managed to unpack something different in me.
Mm.
Yes, there was love in my life. Did I recognize it for what it was? Probably not. He says it's like crack, he's laughing. It's like cracking a nut open. It's a hell of a lot of work, baby, to
Mm.
get that nut open. And then once you get the nut open, you have to pull through to get out what's on the inside. You have to go through the skin and you have to just be patient with it. And Jane got through and she opened up something in me that was memorable forever, that I just couldn't let go of. Yes, I loved Jane, but she gave me insight into who I was or who I could be. Mhm.
How do you now view the way you treated others romantically and otherwise?
Pardon me.
That's you.
Um, he says, I'm not proud of what I've done, but what's the sense in regretting it? If there's one thing about me that I would love everybody to understand, I lived the truth as I knew it. I didn't have to be anybody special for anybody else. I had my hard edges. You talked about shards, the broken glass. I was rough.
Yeah.
They knew me. They knew me. I never walked around with a cloak. I never pretended to be anything than a hard, gruff, opinionated drunk.
Oh, wow. Were you ever
Unless
afraid? Go ahead.
the few that could get in knew that.
Mm. Along the same lines, were you ever afraid about the image you created, that of a hard drinking misanthrope, became a prison? Could it become a prison for you?
Um, don't we all live in a cage? Aren't we all in some sort of prison? Worry about it?
For
Fuck.
me.
I was the one that had the fucking key. Why would I worry about it? I kept myself there.
Wow.
Because guess what? When you're on this side, and he backs up and he illustrates when you're on this side, he says, nothing gets you.
You're
You've
safe
got
in a prison.
you've got the cage. Nothing can really get through.
Hmm. It's like a shark cage. As people go into the water and the great white shark. It's almost like that. Nothing.
I was selling people what they could relate to. Guess what? I lost the fucking key.
Oh, wow. Is there anything you wish you had done differently, Hank?
Hmm. It's almost like this question exasperates him. Like,
Ugh.
how profound do you want me to be?
I want you to do whatever Hank wants to do.
He says, is there ever any other way?
No.
Um, I wish I would have laughed more without being altered.
Oh,
I wish I would have been a more tender lover. And I wish that I could have heard my mother's voice before she left.
oh, wow. Is there anything, I mean, from your point of view now, how would you describe your life as Hank Bukowski?
Um,
Looking back.
how about a hot mess?
Like Eric's hair.
Um, he says, but who isn't? I was like a fucking tumbleweed looking for a flame. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
I was ready to combust. Every day I woke up waiting to roll into the fire. It's what fucking woke me up. It's what pumped my heart.
wow.
I was, I was a divine fucking mess.
But divine. Can you describe another life, past or future, that most influenced your one as Hank Bukowski?
He does this, like quick draw. He says, the only thing I can tell you is I have memories of robbing trains, seducing women, and getting away with a whole lot of shit. And in this lifetime that he's showing me, he's doing the quick sling, the quick draw,
Gunslinger. Yeah,
uh, the gunslinger, yeah. Um, Listen, he says, it always looks romantic to ride off into the sunset with the horse. But guess what? You got to clean the fucking horse shit up if you own the horse.
that's true. So, how did it influence your life as Charles Bukowski?
Oh, the grit,
Oh, the grit.
grit, the grit, the the dealing with the adverse circumstances, you think a gun's gonna solve everything? Somebody always has a bigger fucking gun.
That's and faster too. You never know. So, we already asked this question. What did you think about the documentary Bukowski Born Into This, directed by John? So, and he thought it was amazing, brilliant, so on. But did you know the documentary filmmaker from a former life? And did you help him in making this film?
He laughs and he says, "We slung hash together." When you sling hash with somebody and you're in the pit of slinging hash 24/7, you know them. I know his soul. And here's the truth. And this isn't any woo out there. I possessed his soul while he was making this documentary. I don't mean in a weird way. He says, don't get it twisted. He said, I was in him. He ate, breathed, drank, slept me. He became one with me. Slinging hash. Where were we slinging hash? Right on the battlefield, the literal battlefield. We watched the body count go up. Our job was to feed the ones that didn't plant in the dirt.
Are you talking about another life or this life?
Another life.
Oh, I
So it must be
What
some
and
sort
what era might that have been in?
some
Just
sort
curious.
of war. Yep.
Yeah.
oh
Let me see if you can give me the um it's on foreign soil, Spanish Inquisition.
oh wow.
I don't That's the first thing he said. Spain,
Okay.
Spanish Inquisition.
What side were you guys on? Were you on the same side, first of all?
Yeah, we were slinging hash. We worked together side by
Yeah.
side.
Sling slot for the soldiers? What do you
Oh,
mean?
we fed them, he said. We fed them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you said that. That's right. Okay.
John, do you feel
That's
that?
Uh, you know, yeah, I felt a really, really close connect. Like, why would I spend 10 years of my life just completely like I gave over my life to this film,
yeah.
and I'm not a filmmaker. I just it was the subject that drove it. So why the hell did I do that? I mean, it kind of it makes you wonder. Another question I had is, they talk about soul groups on the other side, and I met a lot of Hank's friends, and I seem to connect with them as well. Like I really like I don't get along with that many people, but I really got along with them. And would we have been from a similar soul group?
I was gonna ask that. Yeah, same soul group.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. He said birds of a feather flock together. What do you make of that, John?
So
John,
slinging hash, feeding the people. This is what y'all did in this lifetime too, feeding people the truth through this film. So
he, he
I,
says, John, you knew me. You knew me. You knew me from before we were born. You knew me after we were born. And John, did you lose yourself in me a little bit?
could be.
But you
But he
found
found
your
himself.
way back. And the
Yes.
important part is the revitalization of my life, the shining the light on it the way that you have, is exactly the story and the hope that people need to navigate this fucked up bullshit that you are all going through right now. There is relevance, my friend.
Yeah.
Well, the film is going to get a new life here. We're redistributing it, and yeah, so
Mhm.
And we're gonna help with that by putting the link in the description box. It's really worth watching, guys, really.
He says, buckle up,
Raves about it.
Buttercup.
Yeah,
Buckle
yeah,
up, Buttercup. And
good.
he's yelling it really loud at the top of his lungs. And he says, you have no flippin' idea the lives you're going to impact with this. And also, if I may, I would ask people to tune in a way that isn't literal. You have packaged this, whether you know it or not, with so many hidden meanings to help people navigate this earthly journey.
All right, what was your experience like crossing over? Tell me about your transition and were you surprised by what you found on the other side? First of all, did you even believe that there was an other side before you died?
Eh, you know,
Eh,
I thought there was something, but I don't know.
didn't dwell on it.
He said there wasn't a pitchfork. What's there weren't any flames. But he said there weren't any angels either. He said it wasn't like, ooh, and you walk down the white light, the path. He goes, a little bit like living. I had to do this down the path. I had to feel my way. And he stops and he stands back and he says, holy fuck, I had to feel my way.
Oh,
So
interesting.
I have chills again. As he transitioned, he's doing this with his hands, like I had to feel my way. But the reality is, he says, I had to energetically feel my way. Every step replayed a piece of me as I transitioned.
Oh, wow. How interesting.
Mhm.
How has your understanding of the soul changed since your passing, or has it?
I wouldn't say it's changed. I believe that the soul is like stepping in a wad of gum. It becomes elastic. The soul becomes this wide open experience that has
Uh-oh, froze on me.
Yeah, same.
Uh-oh. Hey,
oh,
Veronica. Oh, there you go. You froze for a little bit.
I'm sorry. It's elastic and it's like once you step in gum, you can't get gum off your shoe. And the soul sticks to you, and the soul is always tapping on your shoulder, and the soul is always trying to guide you and be that overarching voice. But human, the human condition tunes it out,
Yeah.
but it won't leave you. The soul won't leave you. And here's the thing, the soul fights like hell to stay stuck to you.
Mm,
You will do everything you can to push the soul away, to ignore the soul. But listen, when's the last time you stepped on hot bubble gum from the sun?
yeah. No fun.
Yeah.
Did you meet Jesus or God?
People have an image of what God is. And I don't want to take that away from anyone because, hey, who am I? If it brings you comfort, it brings you comfort. But the reality is, God, very cool dude.
Dude. Just kidding.
Um, Very laid back. It's not like religion would have you think. There's no throne, there's no shrine. There's a beautiful reflection, a beautiful presence that is just welcoming. He says, think of when a grandmother bakes cookies and you walk in the house and you just smell that smell of fresh baked cookies. You're like, oh, I want a cookie. He said,
Oh,
I
I'm
just
hungry.
want to be with God.
Yeah.
I just want to be with God.
What about Jesus? He's a cool dude.
He didn't wear a robe,
Okay.
and he permeates everything.
Mm,
You know the saying, the way? They got a point there.
okay.
Jesus, you know, the way he lived,
Yeah.
he got away. He got the way.
Yeah. Okay. Can you describe where you are now? Like, tell me about your surroundings and what you do. And are there horse races over there? Because I know you love them horse races.
Who doesn't love a good bet?
Yeah.
And by the way, I would have never bet on me, he says.
Oh boy.
Um, it's strange. It's strange in the sense that the minute you get familiar with something, it changes. It's like evolution, but I can't explain it other than if you were to turn a kaleidoscope and you were to just see all of the fragments, and the fragments are fed by what it is that your energy that you create in your mind, your thought. Of course, you don't have a mind, you have an energy, you have a thought.
Thoughts create reality.
I I do this, I write, I inspire, I spend my time influencing up and coming artists. Think of it like this. You sit down to write that one piece and you just can't get beyond the,
Uh-oh.
all you have to do is ask for me.
Oh,
I nudge. You ask, I nudge.
nice. What did you write? I mean, what do you still write on the other side?
Oh, my internet. I'm sorry. Did I freeze again?
A little bit, but it's
Sorry.
no, it's okay. You're doing good.
What was the question? I missed it.
What do you write about now?
I write about I write about the same things, but the lens I see it through is different.
Oh,
And so the writing is different.
mm,
I write about the truth, but here's a funny thing about the truth. The truth has a way of shapeshifting, of morphing, but does it? Or does the human shift and change? What's the truth?
very interesting. Did your taste for alcohol immediately vanish when you passed to the other side, or was there some kind of detox process you had to go through? And do you miss alcohol for that matter?
Alcohol is a human thing.
Okay.
And honestly, I was battling much more than alcoholism towards the end of my life.
Oh,
Rather than looking for the last drink or one more smoke, I was writing to save my life. I didn't have withdrawal in the traditional sense because here's what I know. Alcoholism, like every addiction, it's not the problem. It's not the alcohol. It's the pain
yeah,
underneath the alcohol.
that's right. And that pain was gone after you crossed over. Is that right?
That's right. But I knew the minute I crossed over, I had signed up for what I had signed up for.
Oh, yeah.
knew it profoundly, and I knew it in my soul because I was my soul.
Yeah, that's true. Are your cats all with you on the other side?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Sorry, are your cats all with you on the other side?
Every last one of them.
Oh, that's great.
Call me the crazy cat man, he says.
That's funny. Is there anything on Earth that you miss? Anything about Earth that you miss? You say you don't miss alcohol. Is there anything you miss?
Hmm. I, he says, I do miss the shitty bars. That's where you had some of the most truthful conversations.
I bet.
You met the characters, he says. You met the characters. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think you fulfilled your life contract, Hank?
He looks around and he says, do you think?
Right? Yes
Um,
or no?
I don't feel like anybody ever fulfills it totally, but
Okay.
here's something that I think was a big part of my contract. I know was a big part of my contract. I was meant to inspire and change the world forever.
Wow.
Did that with my words.
Mm.
And my contract was to shake shit up. So first I had to shake shit up for myself. And then anybody that got in my sphere couldn't help but being shaken up. So yeah, I did. I
Yeah.
did. I
And
did a hell of a job.
and together with John's documentary, you were a team that shook stuff up, right?
Mm.
Shook shit up.
Shook shit up.
Okay. Are you planning on coming back anytime soon? Maybe you already are. I don't know.
Says, no, I'm not back there yet. He
Okay.
says, I'd probably play in some dark, dank, sleazy, shitty, but really good at producing musicians bar.
Whoa. Okay.
Nothing like the sound of a horn.
Yeah.
Love the horns.
Today, do you visit anyone here on Earth? You got a very close connection with your wife, Linda Lee. Did do you visit her or anybody? Well, maybe she's not alive. I don't know.
Yeah, she did.
She feels
Yes.
me.
Okay, sorry.
She feels me when we dance.
Okay, all right.
Dance. We dance. It's as if I can feel her and I'm more close to her than I ever was.
What about your daughter? What's her daughter's name? John Maureen or something?
Marina. Yeah.
Marina, yes.
The closest I feel to being alive is when I'm with Linda.
Oh, interesting.
My
Okay.
daughter,
Marina.
he puts his hand on his heart and he puts his head like he's bowing down.
Oh,
The greatest change of my life.
wow. Okay.
The most profound change of my
Did
life.
you know Linda Lee in another life?
We've always danced. I think when someone is so passionate and so connected, it can't help but be a continuation. So, yes, of course.
Okay.
It isn't true that every soul has a thread to every other soul in the sense that it's an intimate knowing. Yes, we are all connected, but there are super threads of intimacy. And intimacy doesn't have to be on a physical level. So yes, I would say there was a knowing, a deep sense of knowing of the essence of Linda.
Okay. What do you think about the current state of America, Gulp? Probably is right up your alley. The
Listen,
pretty darkness of it all.
he says, talk about a tumbleweed looking for a flame.
Exactly. That's our society right now, America.
He says, but have heart. The weirdos and the quiet rebels will save the world.
Okay. Well, there's hope then. So seriously, what do you think about America?
Hopeful,
Okay.
hopeful. There's enough blueprints that were left for humanity. And there's enough people that understand how to interpret the blueprints.
Oh, good.
Humanity goes on.
Yeah. Now, would you still say life is a sick joke, or has death changed your punchline? Love that one.
Well, isn't life a fucking joke? I mean, come on. Come on. Isn't life a joke? Of course, life's a joke. But guess what?
What do you mean? I don't understand. I don't
Life's
think.
a joke. You fucking take it too seriously, you'll get rolled over.
Oh, okay.
Life is a joke.
Like lighten up, people.
Yeah, you have to learn to laugh at it and laugh with it.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I never, ever was somebody that lived with a stick up my ass.
Good. John, you
You
sound like you want
learn-
to say something.
No, no, just listening.
Okay. Can you tell us about your life review? In your life review, did you experience things you regretted, perhaps in the area of relationships? And basically, basically tell us about your life review.
I've been in many bar fights. I had knives pulled on me. I had chairs kicked out from underneath me. I got battle scars,
Mm.
some of them in places you don't want to see. And the reality is, everything was perspective. As I showed you in my life review, through the view, I got to see a glimpse of everything. I didn't have a feeling in my body about it, though. I didn't look at the event where I was in a bar brawl and have a feeling about it. It was if I was just walking through this process of kind of being like on a conveyor belt, but I don't want to make it seem like it's mundane because it's not. I'm giving you a way that I can illustrate it so that the human can understand. It's like you're on this conveyor belt and think of it as a set. If there's a play, they change the sets between the scenes,
Oh, I
right?
see. Yeah.
You're going on this conveyor belt and you're like in this scene for 1 minute and it's literally, there's no time. And by the time you grasp it, it's like now you're in the car wash and it's all coming down on you and everything's cleaning you and you're being cleansed and you're being, and then remember the box when you had to dial in to get the antennas to work? Now you're being dialed in. Your frequency is being reset.
Mm. Yeah, Eric went through that spiritual car wash too. Healed a lot of wounds.
Your frequency is being reset.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's not like your frequency is reset to the point that you don't remember. It's to the point that it's irrelevant.
Interesting. Wow. That is so powerful. What's the most absurd thing about humans you can see now from your viewpoint as a spirit?
They take things too seriously and
Yeah.
they think,
Instead of feeling, think first, feel later.
they think that they're separate.
Yeah, that's an
You
illusion.
think what you do doesn't affect what you don't know? Oh, it does.
Yeah.
It does. It does. We're all one big beating heart.
Mm. We're all one. That's true. Anything else? Okay. All right. Did you have former lives, just sort of cover this, on Earth that determined or influenced your life as Bukowski? Specifically, many people who read your work closely recognize your wisdom and compassion. Did you spend a prior life, for example, as a spiritual person in some capacity? We talked about you being a gunslinger with John here, but did you have a prior life as a spiritual person? And of course, you can share any other life you'd like to that you think would be relevant.
Can you imagine me not having anything to say?
No.
I had to live a life. I say I had to because I needed to know both sides of it. Had to live a life where I was silent, where I lived in silence. I lived in the hills. I was a monk. I didn't speak.
Wow.
I didn't interact. I lived silently for years and years. That understanding of what it's like to be silent in the end of this life for me played a big role. I
Okay.
wasn't afraid of it.
I only have three more questions. Why do you think people are so drawn to darkness, pain, and rebellion? John, I mean, John, Hank. John can answer it too.
Because the light hurts their eyes.
Wow.
Nothing can hide in the light. In the darkness, we make up things that aren't even real. The darkness lends itself to our fears, our phobias, and our weakest pieces. What people really fear is the light. Because the reality is, every nook, every cranny can be seen if you are willing to see it. The dark, well,